Never fear, the defender of all henshin kind is here. What is up, guys? Welcome to another edition of Eternal Ranger Reviews, and this week we are taking a look at the gorgeous SH Figuarts Kamen Rider Geats Magnum Boost form. So, this week, again, just like last week, we're going to first take a look at his packaging, and then we will take a look at him himself. So, let's get him out of the way. Let's first take a look at this beautiful packaging. First, right here, you got a picture of Kamen Rider Geats in his Magnum Boost form. You got some things that I can't read. Of course, Tamashii Nations, SH Figuarts line, one of my absolute favorite type of toys to collect. On the top of the box, you got the Desire Grand Prix logo, SH Figuarts, Kamen Rider Geats, Magnum Boost form. Side of the box, you got Geats' arm, along with, the same Kamen Rider Geats. Got to make sure you know who it is, just in case you forget who it is. Here you got your beautiful picture of Geats, done in this really nice style of, like, putting the stick, like, it's not even a sticker, like, just putting the printing image on the packaging gives it that nice little gloss that you see right there. Bottom of the box, caution, don't eat anything in this box. It's not for children under 3 years. It says for children ages 15 and up. I would still give it to a 10-year-old if they know how to handle it right. And of course, on the back of the box, you have your obligatory product shots. This is currently the exact same pose that I have my Geats in. You have your standing pose, your jumping pose, another dynamic pose. And of course, after this Geats came out, the next one that they were doing was Kamen Rider Buffa. Here's a QR code. If you guys want to scan it, feel free. Free scan on me. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the packaging. Like I said, there's a bunch of words on here that I don't know what it's saying. Things like right over here. I don't know how well you guys can see that. But that's pretty much it for the packaging. So let's get this out of the way and let's go right back to looking at the figure. And here we are. And here is Kamen Rider Geats. Excuse me. These SH Figuarts line of Kamen Rider toys are just phenomenally well done, well painted, well sculpted. Everything that needs to be there is there. I mean, just look at the paint job that they do right here on the exhaust pipes on his boost legs. And yes, they are posable. You can pose them in any direction. They move 360. No, about 180. Oh no, wait, no, I'm sorry. It is a full 360. Sorry about that. Here on the you got all the red pieces done in this really nice, well molded red plastic. His driver it looks exactly the way the driver should. Close right here so that way you guys can see it. And the parts are actually removable. You can take the boost piece off, tab it right back in. You can take the Magnum piece off and you can tab it right back in. Gotta be careful though, they are very loose tabs and these are small pieces, so you definitely don't want to lose any of those. One of the cool features, you can of course pull the tab right off, plug the tab into his Magnum revolver. If it would like to stay. There we go. And there you go. And you can do the same thing with the boost one if you wanted to. That one, that's a tight tab. I don't know if it's just tight on my copy, but that is definitely a tight tab. So, and then here we have up here on the upper body, portion of them, all the Magnum pieces are done in very nice white with some red details sculpted in there. His helmet looks absolutely phenomenal. You have all the details in his helmet. And I do believe the faceplate can actually come off. Yep, this whole faceplate can come off. And if you wanted to change out the lenses, they, just slide right out. You can actually go to, which is it? SoCollectibles.com, and you can actually get new lens pieces that you can just swap the eyes out for different colors. Slide that right back in there. Put that right back on his noggin. There we go. Just clicks right in. This scarf actually is very well done. It's actually attached on there, unlike last week's review of the Kamen Rider Gotchard, where his scarf could come right off. You can pull the gun out of his hand, and the gun is molded exactly the way it looks on the show. I believe that there's a part that's supposed to move, but if it does, my copy doesn't do it. I don't think it is now that I'm actually really looking at it. So let's ignore that. So let me put this off to the side real quick. And let me finish taking a look at this. Give me 1 second. Slight technical issue. Sorry about that, guys. So as I was saying, all the white is molded on. They are phenomenal. It has a beautiful shine to it. And one of the cool things that they added into this figure that they didn't even have to add is if you guys have seen Kamen Rider Geats with his Magnum form, he has these two little cannons almost that slip out of his wrist guards. And they actually included both of these tiny little cannons into the model. And I think that's such a good thing. I also discovered that these are actually tabbed in. That's why they're able to move all around. But still, the paint job is absolutely incredible. Right, and then you can just slip these right back into his wrists, to his little gauntlets. And oh, his posability is exactly the same as Gotchard, but I think that his is a little bit better. You have these shoulder pieces that are on little hinges right here, so they can move up, which gives his arm a lot more clearance. But still, that's about as far up as it can go. That's the only downside. It can still rotate 360 degrees, so you have that. Once again, double bend at the elbow, which gives you that, almost gives you a little salute. Hand is on a ball joint, so any ball joint can be a swivel, as Jobby the Hong would say. Then we have same thing on the other side. Torso rotation. His upper torso up here can rotate, can spin around. His lower torso, I don't want to personally spin mine around. You have the gold paint on the belt, which is nice and shiny if you guys can see that. His thighs are on a kind of a ball joint, which gives it a good swivel on here. Can go up that far, can go back that far. Not so far, not so much on the back. You have a pretty decent, actually a perfect, almost complete perfect spread when it comes to like his kicking poses. You have a double bend at the knee, and his actual his little knee guards right here at the top of his boot guards can actually hide that joint very well. You have slight rotation at the toes. His ankle can pivot pretty decently. I wouldn't push that joint too far. Of course, you got your toe bends. Every Figuarts has a toe bend of some type. And just like Gotchard, he also comes with extra accessories. So let's grab those and let's take a look at them. So the other accessories for Kamen Rider Geats are different hands. You have two fists for when he's ready to do some punches. Very, very well done fists. I don't know how well you guys can see that. Probably can't see it that well off my camera. I apologize. They're all done in just regular sculpted black plastic. You have a kind of reaching out hand, two of those. Two different, like, I guess it would be like the neutral hands. Like the ones that he would just, like, keep at his side. You have this almost resting hand, which I also have on the figure himself right here. Then you have another trigger finger hand for his other left side, because I have mine on the right side. Thanks to all the articulation and different joints and everything on this figure, you can get him into a lot of dynamic poses. Get him into a lot of great action poses, and it would look even better if you guys include an SH Figuarts stand, so you can get him in some of those like rider kick poses. I obviously do not have one yet. I plan on getting one soon, but yeah, all in all, I would give this figure on a scale on the Eternal Ranger scale. I would give him a 9 out of 10 posability. The only thing that I would think would make it a little bit better is if these little cannons on his arms were like almost like a spring lock type gimmick. If there was like a slight button that you could push on his gauntlet that would flip those right out, I think that would make it cooler. If there were some LEDs in his eyes, I also think that would make this figure look even more phenomenal than he already does. I believe ToKollectibles.com also has an LED head that you could purchase from them. I don't have one, but I'm looking into getting one. But yeah, I would definitely give him a 9 out of 10. And I am very glad you guys stayed tuned for this review. It was a little bit shorter than last week's review. And next week, we're going to be looking at the Ryu Soul Gold Mosa Changer. So hope you guys tune in for that one. Of course, stay safe, stay healthy, and above everything else, May the power protect you. Have a great night, guys, and I'll catch you next week.